Thank you, Mr. Stalter and the band. I'd like to call the military-bound seniors to the podium for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Gentlemen, please remove your mortarboard, face the flag, and join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Up next with the welcome is Senior Class President Gracie Hart.
You can be seated.
C.S. Lewis once said, "Isn't it funny how day by day nothing changes, but once you look back, everything is different?" Well, today, we are here to reflect on the last 4 years of our lives and how, without necessarily realizing it, we have changed into the people sitting here today. But before we can think about our own personal changes, we must first thank the people who have helped to shape us into who we are today. Without their support, we couldn't have made it over the past 4 years.
Family, there's no way we could have done it without you. Moms, dads, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, and grandparents. Ever since we were born, you have been there for us.
You have shown us support in the hardest of times. You have picked us up when we needed it most. You have let us fail in order to teach us how to succeed. While we may not
have acknowledged it at the time, we appreciate everything you have done for us, and I can speak for all of us when I say thank you. Your endless
love and support has truly been a blessing. Faculty, you have given us more than just facts out of a book. You have taught us some of the most valuable lessons in life so far. You have helped us learn how to
work together, how to understand difficult concepts, how to find something we're passionate about. You understand that we may not love your class, but you push us to find a way to appreciate it.
You know our boundaries, but you encourage us to take a step out of the box to reach our full potential. You want the best for each and every one of us,
because you truly care,
and I will be forever grateful for that. Fellow graduates, we have all been influenced by one another.
By our family, our friends, and our teachers. The last 4 years have changed us into who we are today. Day by day, it may have seemed as if nothing changed, but sitting here today, think about the person you were when you walked through the doors freshman year. And now, think about the person you are walking out the doors for the last time. We aren't the same.
Our journey throughout high school, without a doubt, has been one of ups and downs, but we have made it through together. Today, I will leave you with this.
Each of us has the ability to go on and do great things. Once we break apart for the first time, we have the option of who we want to be and what we want to do with our lives. Your future is completely up to you.
10 years from now, when you look back, what do you want to see? What changes do you want to occur? Who do you want to remember?
I hope that each and every one of you has success in your future. And remember that even though today may seem like the closing to an era, it is rather the beginning of the rest of our lives. So make the best of it.
Live your life so that when you look back on it, your everyday changes have led you to become the person you've always wanted to be. Thank you and welcome to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2018. Now, Parker Williams with the dedication. The following is dedicated to all of those who could not be with us today. When figuring out exactly what I wanted to say at this ceremony, I could not help but reflect upon our last 4 years of high school. I thought about
freshman year when we were these oblivious, inexperienced teens. Many of us probably felt as if we did not belong there. We were faced with the fear of not standing out, not making our families proud, not being a good person. But it's 4 years later and here we are. I always remembered the wise words of one of my favorite teachers. Fake it till you make it. Okay, they were not her words exactly. She stole it from a TED Talk, but that's besides the point. It took us 4 years to realize that not only did we fake it till we made it, we faked it till we became it. We all did. Sure, there are some of us who have genuinely found a place in high school from the start. But for most, it was a struggle to find out who we really were from the get-go. In a sense, I'm thankful I did not fit in at first. I was forced to get pushed out of my comfort zone to find out who I really wanted to be. If we all stayed in the vicinity of our own personal little bubble, we would never grow. We would never have found our true selves. This is what high school is meant for. Take a minute to think back to your years here at Eureka High School. Are you the person your teachers wanted you to be? Are you the person your parents wanted you to be? Are you the person that you wanted to be? In some way, no matter how small, we've all changed. We've all grown. We've all established our place at this school. Whether or not you choose to believe me, we'll all be remembered in some way. Even if it is just by one person, it's still something. So as I conclude my presence at the podium, I want each of you to remember that small, ambiguous freshman you were. I know it can be kind of cringy to think about who you were 4 years ago, but you have to. Know who you were back then, and always remember who you are right now. And know that it's enough to get you anywhere you want to be. Thank you, and now Kate McCabe, Cindy Silverthorne, and Molly Wetstein with the Memory Walk.
It's crazy to think that 13 short years ago, we were just beginning our journey through school. Most of us began this journey as separate schools where we started great friendships, some of which are hopefully still strong today. Each grade school did it differently. Congerville Grade School was known for their Maypole dance, which was performed, well, every May. While as kids at Congerville look forward to the day when we got to show off our mad dance skills, we've been told that the Goodfield students dreaded that day. Their butts got sore and their minds got bored watching us do-si-do and weave the brightly colored ribbons around the pole. And just when they thought we were finished, we started unweaving the pole, and the whole process started all over again. Although Congerville might be the smallest school, it was never lacking action. Like the one day at morning recess, when Austin Schrock tried to throw a football to Keith Walter and missed and set off the fire alarm. Thankfully, his football skills have improved, and he saved Mr. Berardi from having to do a fire drill that school year. And now, the Goodfield people. Remember how in 3rd grade, Miss S taught you how to knit with your fingers, and how you loved when she would use her finger puppets that were kittens? Apparently, the boys would have competitions to see who could pee the farthest away from the urinal, until one day, Jared Knoll was peeing from across the room, and Derek Brown came running into the bathroom and ran straight into the pee. Or how the night before picture day, when Shane Robinson accidentally shaved a stripe down his head in the shower, and only a few days later, busted his eye open from slipping in the shower. His parents banned him from the shower for a few weeks. Last but not least, Davenport, home of the Peter Rabbit play, field day, monarch butterflies, and drama club. There was also the We Love American program in 3rd grade that honored the brave individuals who have served and died for our country. Remember getting excited to wear the cool white hats and being nervous about your walking partner? Or for those in Mrs. Hitchens' class who wrote down their problems and concerns and put them into a box, and then the whole class had to listen to Marlena Fowler and Olivia Peterson's fights they got into every week. But apparently they're still best friends, so no serious fights, I guess. I think almost everyone can agree with me that the best days were the 3rd and 4th grade track meets, when all 3 schools got together to compete. You got to run alongside your friends as we all attempted, big emphasis on attempt, to run, jump, and throw. In case you all have forgotten, Mrs. Rader, Congerville Green Gators won the meet in 3rd grade, and wow, were we proud of that trophy. As we graduated from our small town grade schools, I think we all felt a mixture of excitement and nerves as we headed to the huge middle school where we created many new friendships and unraveled lots of memories.
And there is yet another thing we all need to remember. It is a lesson that I've learned through the years of middle school. Learn to appreciate others. Remember that we cannot stand on our own. Our grade was known for being kind and caring to new students when they moved into District 140. Whether it was Addie and Reagan coming from towns near us, Ellie coming from being homeschooled, Sage coming from another state, and others that came and went. The class of 2018 was never anything short of letting new students into the family that we were slowly growing into. Over the 4 years of mixing schools and creating new, out-of-town friendships, many memories were made. From finally being able to be a part of school sports, band and chorus, and just pure fun. Something was there for everyone. The girls' basketball team became state runner-ups twice, while the band and chorus classes got people out of their comfort zone and grew great musicians and singers to this day. Recess blessed so many people with new friends, whether it's from playing foursquare every day, getting to the swings first, or even just sitting on the picnic tables. Friendships and memories of middle school were being made to look back on for this day. As 8th grade graduation moved nearer, we all knew that we were going back to being the little kids in a whole new big school. but that never stopped our grade from being bold and being ourselves. Our middle school crushes, field trips, lunch bunches, and recesses were about to be in the past. But we all knew we had bigger plans ahead of us. When the summer came to an end, we started over the next 1-year journey of education.
As we walked through the doors of the high school our freshman year, filled with a mix of nerves and excitement, we began a journey. It was a year of firsts.
Together we experienced our first homecoming, sporting events, class games, Fight for Life Week, and so much more. Many of us earned nicknames as we got used to the swing of things at the high school. Time seemed to fly by. It was soon time to take finals and begin our
sophomore year. However, the summer going into our sophomore year, life took an unexpected turn. I think I can speak on behalf of our entire class when I say that the night we held the candlelit vigil for Luke is a night we will never forget. That night, Luke brought us closer together than our class has ever been before. He was such a funny, loving individual, and he
always had a special place in our hearts. As we began our sophomore year, we were given a whole new responsibility. Much to our parents' dismay, we now have the privilege of being able to drive. This allowed for us to start our first jobs or spend even more time at our friend's house. And of course, I can't forget to mention Pre-Nation, which I'm sure none of us will forget. Junior year came with its own set of challenges. We seemed to be busier than ever before as we were finally upperclassmen. We switched conferences and adjusted to the addition of advisory board. Most of us attended our first prom,
and we all survived the SAT, as well as American Experience. Not to mention,
we all lived through what we thought was a real fire when Parker's bag got caught on the fire alarm, and we all evacuated school. Seems like a pattern in our class. It seemed as if we had simply blinked our eyes, and the next thing we knew is the start of our senior year. It was a year of lasts, or as Caleb would say, the last last. We attended our last football game, homecoming, and prom, in addition to countless senior nights. We battled through our senioritis to complete our last finals, and then all of a sudden it was time for the senior trip. Now here we are at last.
Graduation. A long time ago, we began our journeys separately. We first came together during middle school and
grew closer throughout high school. As we prepare to go our separate ways, I encourage you to look back on these memories fondly. Of all we have accomplished together, the changes we have been through, and the growth that has made us who we are today. For we have all gained something from one another in our time here at high school. To the class of 2018, for all the memories we have made together, and here's to all the memories we are about to make as we move forward.
And now, the senior ensemble.
always thought the title of that song was Closing Time, but in reality, it's Good Riddance. And looking at the radar, good riddance, it's clearing up and it's not raining anymore. 4 years ago, I told this class in student orientation I'd be graduating with them. They all looked at me funny like, what is he talking about? And as most of you know, I'm retiring at the end of this year. So I thought I would don a cap just like them. And my head was a little cold anyway. I've also learned to appreciate things because of this class. For example, I'm grateful to see kids that went from diapers to diplomas. That makes a very special class for me because some of these students have been running our hallways for many years. Like Jake, Andrew, Jaden, Tanner, Jaylee, Natalie, Kerrigan, and Bailey, who I remember being a very talkative preschooler. Funny, things haven't changed much. I'm grateful that our football team, led by Mr. Bachman, is made up of hard-working kids that made the playoffs the last 2 years after many years of having a losing record. You can clap for that, too. I'm grateful for one of the best marching band and pep bands in the state of Illinois. You can clap for that. I'm grateful for the beautiful voices of the students that sing in the hallway in the morning that are members of our Division I rated choral program. I'm grateful for Coach Cool, who started as a volunteer coach for our girls golf team. This year, they took him to the state for the first time in school history. I'm grateful for servant leaders like Emma, Gracie, Natalie, and the list goes on, for being great role models for our youth. I'm grateful for the girls basketball team that made school history by winning our first state trophy in that sport that sits right over there on that table. This one you may find odd, but I'm grateful for Hunter and Ben for winning the bass fishing sectional and making it to state. That also is the first time in school history. Well done, gentlemen. I'm grateful for the cheerleaders and the dance team members who year in and year out make it to state. And we take it for granted. Well done. I'm grateful for our student council, who helped raise over $63,000 just this year for the kids at St. Jude. Well done. I am very grateful for all the NHS members for volunteering countless hours, especially this year, to help the Williams family. Thank you. I'm grateful for the Wetstein family for having twins, because Mitch and Molly have been great leaders for our award-winning FFA. I am grateful that I hired Mr. O'Hanlon. Even though I didn't hire him the first time I interviewed, I did hire him the second time. And he led the agronomy team to a state championship this year. Well done. I'm grateful I got to see the baseball team that wouldn't give up at the regional championship yesterday and won it off in walk-off fashion. Good luck at Sherrard on Wednesday. I am grateful for two track teams who did not complain about being bumped up to 2A and worked even harder to make it to state. Now, the coaches might have complained a little bit, but I never heard the kids complain. The girls and boys track teams also won the HOI track meet to seal the all-sports trophy for the second year in a row. I am grateful for the students that said our pledge at the beginning of this ceremony, for planning to enlist in the military after this year to protect our freedoms. And I am grateful to parents that have raised your children to take the time to thank their teachers, coaches, sponsors, custodians, and even the lunch ladies that cleans the dishes on a daily basis. They are some of the nicest kids you're ever going to meet. Most of all, I'm grateful for the opportunity
To serve this community for 23 years. As principal of Eureka High School. It's been a blessing and an honor. And I have one last thing.
I would now like to call to the podium Eric Pigman to present this year's Citizenship
Awards. Thank you so much.
Not sure how you followed that. At the end of each school year, the American Legion awards 2 students the School Award Medal. Qualities that have been developed by these 2 individuals are courage, the determination to do right without praise, honor, to maintain a high standard of conduct, leadership, the ability to work in harmony and in unison with other leaders, patriotism, an ideal of loyal Americanism, religious tolerance, and religious freedom.
Scholarship, quality of schoolwork, and attainment in school studies. And service,
Kindness, unselfishness, fellowship, and protection of the weak. The 2 students that have been selected by members of the graduating class and faculty have selected Midge Wetstein and Tessa Lehman. Would you 2 please come forward?
The 6 qualities described are the stones of the foundation upon which you have constructed your lives. And there is a law much older than any
found in the books on our land, the Golden Rule. I ask that you use that as a basis for other rules of conduct as you may see fit.
This is the highest honor awarded to American youth by the American Legion. It is a medal to proclaim to the world that you are the type of young woman and young man that we who have served with those who gave their lives in battle believe worthy of such honor. It is our desire that wherever you go, whatever you do, you will always be guided by the highest ideals. Thank you, and you two may be seated. Senior class officers, please come up to present the senior gift.
At this point in time, on behalf of our fellow classmates, Parker and I would like to recognize our principal, Mr. Worley, and his 23 years of service to Eureka High School. To commemorate the years Mr. Worley has served as principal at Eureka, the senior
class would like to honor his time with a flower pot engraved with the phrase, "Planting Love and Knowledge since 1996. This pot will stand in recognition of the love and dedication Mr. Worley dedicated to Eureka High School over the last 23 years.
Upon choosing the flowers that would hold the most meaning, we chose three in particular that could stand out. For the first, we chose small vines that would grow and thrive just as he pushed us to do the same. For the second, we planted an array of smaller white flowers that represented us as a student body, with the third being a set of colorful daisies standing above all and looking over them as Mr. Worley has these last 2 decades. In a more symbolic sense, each of these flowers is rooted into the dirt like we all have during our time at EHS. We will all have a starting place here, but as we move on to the next stage of our lives, we will continue to grow and spread like Mr. Worley has shown us. Regardless of where we end up, our roots will always be here at the high school where we began our journey through our lives, and we can all thank the man who has given us a place to do so.
So on behalf of the class of 2018 and all the graduating classes prior, we would like to say thank you for your service to this school. Although EHS will not be the same without you, we wish you the best and hope you have a happy retirement.
Thank you, girls. Before I introduce our valedictorians, I'm going to go off script just a little bit, also to recognize Mr.
Worley, because I can. So, Mr. Worley, would you please come up here? We would be remiss if we did not take some time this afternoon to recognize a man who has dedicated 23 years of service to Eureka High School and to the Congerville Eureka
Field School District. This is the last high school graduation that Richard Worley will be officially overseeing before he retires. When someone commits to the high school principalship, they commit to a life of service to others. They commit to a life of late nights, early mornings, and being on call for 24 hours a day.
They commit to being a counselor, a custodian, a substitute teacher, a disciplinarian, a complaint manager, a coach, a facilities manager, a mentor, head of security, promoter, advocate, and the list goes on and on.
Mr. Worley has filled all of those roles, and he has done them well. Like a parent, Mr. Worley loved kids. He even loves them when in the moment sometimes he didn't like them very well. And I know as parents we can all
relate to this. Mr. Worley has been able to look out for the interests of others, and he has done this at times at the expense of his own interests. But that is all part of being a servant.
Dana, thank you for sacrificing and sharing your husband. Andrew, Cassie, and Addison, thank you for sacrificing and sharing your dad. What stands out the most is the tremendous legacy that Mr. Worley is leaving behind. Like many classes before this one, this 2018 graduating class is going to go on and do great things. All of these classes have one thing in common. They got the great start in life under Mr. Worley's careful watch. As I look at the teachers and staff sitting before me, I believe all but 3
of them were hired under Rich's tenure. Students and parents, you know what a great staff we have. We owe a lot of thanks to Mr. Worley for seeking out individuals that are not only great teachers, but reflect the values and character of our community.
Mr. Worley has always understood that hard work is never a waste, to not give up even when you fail, and that life is best lived in service to others. Mr. Worley, we owe you a debt of gratitude, and you will be missed. Jim Henson, creator of the Muppets, is quoted as saying, "My hope still is to leave the world a bit better than when I got here."
Mr. Worley, you have succeeded. You are leaving District 140
better than you found it. At this time, let's all share appreciation to Mr. Richard Worley for 23 years of outstanding service.
I would like to take this time to honor this year's valedictorians. This year we have 13 valedictorians with a perfect 4.0. When I call your name, please come forward to receive your medallion from the staff member that you selected for this presentation. Brandon Adams, son of Leanne and Gary Adams. He will be honored by one of his high school teachers, Mrs. Michelle Monk.
Natalie Bardwell, daughter of her pretty mom Nicole and I. She will be honored by one of her middle school teachers, Mrs. Abby Rader.
Quincy Bischulte,
daughter of Diana and Rick Bischulte. She will be honored by one of her high school teachers, Mrs. Kim Willie.
Taryn Gustafson, daughter of Michelle Phelps and Ann and Chris Gustafson. She will be honored by one of her high school teachers, Mrs. Carmela Axelson. Gracie Hart, daughter of Lori and Kevin Hart. She will be honored by one of her high school teachers, Mrs. Courtney Lowe.
Tessa Lehman, daughter of Stacy and Chad Lehman. She will be honored by her high school athletic director,
Mr. Jason Green. Kate McCabe, daughter of Jill and Mike Smith and Greg McCabe. She will be honored by one of her high school teachers,
Miss Jacqueline Zeman.
Samuel Metcalf, son of Rebecca and Richard Metcalf. He will be honored by one of his high school teachers, Mr. Dave Tapp. Logan
Plattner, son of Kirsten and Kevin Plattner. He will be honored by one of his high school teachers, Mrs. Mindy Mahana.
Valerie Spencer, daughter of Jamie and John Spencer. She will be honored by one of her high school teachers, Mr. Joseph Miller. Aubrey Walder, daughter of Carla and Brad Walder.
She will be honored by one of her high school teachers,
Mr. Matt O'Hanlon. Emma Waranga, daughter of Tricia and Brian Waranga. She will be honored by one of her high school teachers, Mr. Todd Stalter.
Laura Wietrick, daughter of Amy and Doug Wietrick. She will be honored by one of
her high school teachers, Mr. Chris Wells. Please give this year's valedictorians a round of applause. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Brandon Adams, who will share his senior quote.
The only way to do great work is to love what you do.
If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of your heart, you will know when you find it. I would like to dedicate this quote to my family, friends, and the class of 2018. No matter what happens in your life,
don't settle. Push yourself beyond your limits and relentlessly pursue that which makes your heart sing.
One of my favorite quotes from C.S. Lewis says, "If you want to get warm, you must stand near the fire. If you want to swim, you must get in the water. If you want joy, power, peace,
eternal life, you must get close to, or even into, the thing that has it." I would like to dedicate this quote to Mr. Wendy Parsons and my parents, who have all been my biggest supporters throughout my high school career and have always encouraged me to follow God's will for my life.
Today, I close the door to the past, open the door to the future, and step on through to start a new chapter in my life. I dedicate this quote to the class of 2018 as we move on from the past and begin our new journeys into the next chapter of our lives.
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Thank you to my friends and family who have helped me see the beauty in my dreams, and I hope the class of 2018 will believe in and achieve their dreams as well.
Surround yourself with the dreamers and the doers, the believers and the thinkers, but most of all, surround yourself with those who see greatness within you, even when you do not see it within yourself. I would like to dedicate this quote to my family and friends. Thank you for always being by my side. I would not be standing here today if it were not for your constant love and support.
Winston Churchill once said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal, but it is the courage to continue that counts." I dedicate this quote to my family, who has always pushed me to persevere and never give up.
In times of hardship, I turn to the inspiring words of Rachel Birmingham. Through adversity, not only are we given an opportunity to discover our inner strength, we are also given the gift of foresight so we can shine a light for others who go through the experience after us. To my family, friends, and the class of 2018, I encourage you to face your hardships gracefully and to always strive to find the positive side of a difficult situation.
Years ago, an anonymous writer wrote a short poem about the merit of measuring our words. A wise old owl sat in an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? Today, I'd like to dedicate this book to my late great-grandpa Enley, as this is one of the many valuable lessons he would often share with my family.
There's nothing in the world so irresistibly contagious as laughter and good humor. I dedicate this quote to my Uncle Donnie, who had the best sense of humor to make anyone laugh. He taught me to find the joy in life and not to take life for granted. As everyone here hopes for a life full of happiness, I encourage you to remember these words.
Most folks are as happy as they make their minds up to be. I would like to dedicate this quote
to the class of 2018. Whether in joy or in hardship, contentment with your current place in this world is the only way to be truly happy. I wish you all much happiness, no matter what life may bring.
You can be bold beyond what others believe you to be, so see in yourself what you wish others to see.
Be brave in a way others may never know, and live like the undertow that catches and keeps stars spread across the night. Shine in the dark places, lend the world your light. I would like to dedicate this quote to my family, to my band family, and the class of 2018. No matter where life takes you in the years to come, may you continue to follow God's plan for your life, smile often, love others, and shine your light wherever you go.
When the roots are deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. This quote is dedicated to the community. You have given us countless opportunities and a great deal of support to accomplish our goals and grow as individuals. As we move forward, we will not forget the town and people who gave us this foundation for our future. Thank you for all your help, oh goodness. And we will always remember Eureka to be the town who gave us our roots.
My family know how important they are to me. However, I'm going to dedicate this quote to you, the audience, who have endured this ceremony so patiently. Rosa Parks, the civil rights activist who refused to give up her seat on the bus,
proved that sometimes actions speak louder than words. So, to quote Rosa Parks, no. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce Ms. Courtney Lowe, who will ask the graduates to come up to receive their diplomas. The Eureka High School graduating class of 2018 has met the criteria for graduation of the state of Illinois and the Board of Education of Community Unit School District number 140, comprised of Congerville, Eureka, and Goodfield. Congratulations, graduates, for meeting all the requirements for graduation. Let's all give the graduates a round of applause. All graduates may be seated except row 1. And now it is time for me to introduce Ms. Courtney Lowe, the senior class sponsor, who will announce the graduates who will be receiving their diplomas from members of the Board of Education.
Taryn Patricia Gustafson. Colton Edward Johnson. Morgan Ann Knapp. Logan Benjamin Plattner.
Quincy Rose Bisholti.
Brandon Lee Adams. Aubrey Lane Walder.
Keith William Walder.
Valerie Diane Spencer.
Matthew Brian Zare.
Emma Grace Varenga. Seth David Riepentrog. Catherine Grace Kruger. Samuel Christian Metcalf.
Natalie Rose Bardwell. Caleb Michael Merritt.
Tessa Lee Lehman. Charles Michael Mangold III.
Laura Ann Dietrich. Austin Michael Schrock.
Row 1, please be seated. Row 2, please rise. Gracie Cooper Hart.
Donald Charles McFarland II.
Molly Ann Wetstein.
Mitch William Wetstein. Jaden Rose Ricky. Tanner Jefferson Gladson.
Tori Catherine Toffer.
Maxwell James Heinrichsen.
Carrie Azul Bello.
Luke Martin Boehner. Tessa K. Trent.
Dawson Eric Andrews.
Fawn Nicole Pearson. Taylor Ely Folkers.
Sydney Marie Silverthorne. Samuel Allen Schertz.
Parker Madison Williams.
Gabriel Manuel Vallejo. Mary Kate McCabe.
Samuel Riley Knappenberger. Row 2, please be seated. Row 3, please rise.
Cammie Caroline Hartman. Derek Michael Brown.
Rayanne K. Stallcup. Jacob Lee Baldwin. Madison
Elise McCunn.
Andrew John Strite. Sylvie Teresa Twait. Alan Tyler McLean. Albany Renee Taylor. Benjamin Jackson Davis. Ashton Scott Culp. Trevor Dean Berry. Grace Ray Troyer. Joseph Charles Troyer. Sage Annalie Shear. Jaden Connor Lewis Bonnell. Nora K. Coons. Hunter Jacob Miller. Olivia Sue Peterson. Matthew David Bachman. Row 3, please be seated. Row 4, please rise. Adela Elaine Carlson. Peter Gabriel Grichnick. Michaela Renee Roque. Caleb Dean Roque. Carly Ann Lawrence. Hunter Lewis Upland. Lene Christine Fishman. Dalton Christopher Reed. Nicole Knapp Blunier. Shane Michael Robinson. Marlena Sue Fowler. Max Braden Schrock. Julia Lynn Punky. Zachary Drew Miller. Lena Lorene Zimmerman. Jacob Benjamin Roth. Tamra Lee Edelman. Simon Tanner Wiegand. Addison Grace Schraub. Austin Michael Schroeder. Row 4, please be seated. Row 5, please rise. Bailey Ann Baxter. Jacob Nathaniel Bachman. Natalie 3, Skelton.
Micah
Daniel Schumacher.
Elizabeth Jade Folly.
Phoenix Andre Gustafson. Evelyn Noel Paul. Justin Michael
Fortline. Sarah Ashley Knapp. Braden J. Martin.
McKenna Caroline Ott. Emmanuel Lee David Eugene Blakes. Kelsey May Scharf. Kyle Kenneth Scharf. Hannah Renee Nelson. Preston Riley
Stahl.
Kerrigan Elizabeth May Charlton. Colton James
Beach.
Jaylee Nicole Wondercheck. Stephen Miles Danner. Row 5, please be seated. Row 6, please rise. Abby Rose Phillips.
Colton Michael Baker Walker. Malia Catherine Berger. Brandon Lee Goodeman.
Krista Ray Holt. Evan Ronald Zook. Amy Georgiana Virginia Keith.
Dalton Lee Henson. Amy Marie Quast. Ethan Matthew Meyer.
Aaliyah Joanne Foster. Taylor Joseph Cummings. Reagan Eileen Probasco. Lucas James Maloney.
Kristen Amber Albee. Mason J. Lehman.
Jenna Marie Dietrich. Jordan Allen Knapp. Brianna Michelle Wiegand.
Jacob Edward Steffen.
Row 6, please be seated, and row 7, please rise. Haley Ann Kaufman. Chase Michael Hunziker. Glendon John Dennison. Joshua James Chiatti. Rodney John Vandeveer Jr. Jordan Wayne Vale. Christian O'Neill Ginn. Brian Lee Walker. Alex Odine Olson. Jared Lee Knoll. Mariah Ann McCollum. Craig Dayton Peterson. Naomi Jean Cooperschmidt. Justin Jacob Erickson Jr. Row 7, please be seated.
Sorry, row 7, but now you all can get up. I now have the pleasure of presenting to you the class of 2018. Congratulations, graduates. And before we send them off, we're going to have one final musical selection by the vocal jazz. Graduates, you can be seated.
Mr. Walker, you don't think it really... I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty. She hair. She broke your throat and she cut your hair. And from your lips she drew a hallelujah.
guys. Number 2 going.